The human back is a marvel of engineering that allows us to walk, sit, stand, lift, bend, and twist. The back is a complex system of nerves, muscles, and bones that supports the upper body, protects the spinal cord, and allows the body to move freely. But while the back is a marvelous machine, it is not indestructible. Back injuries affect 8 out of 10 Americans at some time in their lives, causing pain, lost work time, medical bills, and disability. But back injuries are seldom caused by a single physical injury. They are usually the result of the cumulative effects of a person's lifestyle. This means you may be damaging your back even though you have not noticed any back pain. Poor posture, excess weight, improper body mechanics, stressful living and working habits, loss of flexibility, and a general decline in physical fitness are the major contributing factors for back injuries. Protecting your back around the clock is your best insurance against back injury. By using good body mechanics, along with other good health habits, such as regular exercise, a well-balanced diet, and plenty of rest and relaxation, you can live your life free of back pain. Practicing good body mechanics is one of the most important aspects of back care. Using good body mechanics means maintaining the back's natural curves in their normal, balanced alignment during all your daily activities. The back has 3 natural curves that form a slight S shape: the inward curve of the neck, the outward curve of the middle back, and the inward curve of the lower back. When these 3 curves are in proper position, your ears, shoulders, and hips should line up vertically. By maintaining these 3 natural curves in their normal alignment, your weight is evenly distributed and your back is least vulnerable to injury. Maintaining the 3 natural curves of your back is the basis of good body mechanics. Poor posture, excess weight, or improper lifting, bending, or twisting can alter the natural curves of your back, making the back less efficient and more susceptible to fatigue, strain, or injury. Improper lifting is one of the major causes of back injury. But by using good body mechanics and taking the time to think ahead, you can lift safely and efficiently. The basic principle in lifting is to bring the load close to your body, keep the natural curves of the back aligned, and use the heavy muscles of the legs to do most of the work. Avoid extending your upper body over the load. This forces the back to support the weight of your upper body plus the weight of the load. Lifting even a slight weight without bringing the load close to your body can put excessive strain on your lower back. Over time, these poor lifting habits can cause disc damage and pain. When you are going to lift a heavy or bulky object, plan the lift and carry mentally before you actually perform the lift. Examine the object and decide where and how you will hold it. Know where you're going and make sure there are no obstructions or tripping hazards. Begin the lift by placing one foot alongside the object and the other foot slightly behind. Spread the feet at least shoulder width apart for a wide, solid base of support. Squat down, bending at the knees and hips. Remember to maintain the 3 natural curves of the back. Grip the object with the full palm of your hand. Fingers alone have very little power. Use the strength of your entire hand. Tuck in your chin to keep the back straight and firm. Bring the load close to the body and tuck your arms and elbows in to help keep your body weight centered. Tighten the stomach muscles as you lift to help support the back. Center the weight over your feet and start the lift with a smooth thrust of the rear foot. Avoid jerky movements. Slowly straighten the legs. After the legs are straight, bring the back to a vertical position and continue holding the object close to your body. Turn with your feet. Never twist your back. Twisting during a lift is one of the most common causes of back injury. Set the load down smoothly and carefully. By keeping your back in mind, you can lift safely and efficiently. Lifting from a height above the shoulders can be dangerous. Reach only as high as is comfortable and don't stretch. Use a stool or ladder if you need it. Test the weight of the load by pushing up on it. Get as close to the load as possible so it can slide down your body. Tighten your stomach muscles as you lift and remember to let your arms and legs do the work, not your back. Lifting isn't the only time good body mechanics are important. Body mechanics play a part in many of our daily activities and job duties, from bending, twisting, pushing, and pulling, to standing, sitting, and even sleeping. When bending, don't bend your back. Bend at the knees and hips. If you have to get down low, kneel on one knee. Maintain the 3 natural curves of your back. If your job requires a lot of repetitive motions, remember to keep the load small. Turn your whole body instead of twisting, and get close to the load. Don't reach and lift. Pushing and pulling can be as hard on your back as lifting. Remember to stay close to the load, and don't lean forward. Always push rather than pull, and use both arms. Standing for long periods of time can be hard on your back too. When possible, keep one foot elevated at a comfortable level, and switch feet often. This position relaxes your back and helps maintain the natural alignment. Sitting tends to tilt your pelvis the wrong way. For support, use a chair with lumbar support or use a seat wedge. This helps restore the natural curve of your lower back, reducing backache and fatigue. If you're working at a desk or table, adjust your chair height so your knees are level with your hips, and keep your feet flat on the floor, or alternately raise one leg on a stool or small box. Slide your chair under your desk as far as possible. Don't lean over your work. When possible, angle your work materials vertically so you don't have to lean over. Keep your shoulders relaxed and shift positions frequently. Don't hesitate to stand up and stretch when your back feels stiff or tired. Just as in standing or lifting, the key to good body mechanics while sitting is to maintain the 3 natural curves of the back. Your ears, shoulders, and hips should all be aligned vertically. For many healthcare employees, good body mechanics will be most important in the lifting and moving of patients. Even though situations may vary, it is vital to remember that these same rules of good body mechanics apply to patient transfers. When moving patients, you are responsible not only for your own safety, but for the safety of the patient as well. This responsibility makes it especially important to think ahead and pre-plan your movements. Clear a path where you intend to go and make sure the floor is dry. Whenever possible, enlist the patient's help. Explain the move to the patient and make sure the patient knows exactly what is going to happen. Use a transfer belt or other assistive device. Make sure the transfer belt is fastened securely. Use a mechanical lift when necessary. If you have any doubt about your ability to move or transfer a patient, call for assistance. During any transfer, remember to 1. Maintain the 3 natural curves of your back. 2. Bring the load close to your body. Always hold the patient as close to you as possible before lifting. 3. Keep your stomach muscles tight when performing the lift. 4. Place your feet in a position that gives you a wide, solid base of support. 5. Turn or pivot with your feet. Don't twist with your back. 6. Whenever possible, use your body weight and momentum to move the patient, rather than your muscle strength alone. And 7. Adjust work heights to the level that requires the least amount of lifting and bending. As you perform patient moves and transfers, these principles of good body mechanics will not only protect your back from injury, but will also make your job easier and less tiring. In a bed-to-wheelchair transfer, the patient can usually provide some help. Begin the transfer by positioning the bed at its lowest height. Make sure the bed is locked in position. Position the wheelchair so the patient is moving toward his or her strong side. The wheels should be locked and the foot plates raised. Lower the bedside rails. Assist the patient to a sitting position at the edge of the bed. A transfer belt should be placed snugly around the patient's waist. Make sure the patient has footwear that will not slip on the floor surface. Position yourself in front of the patient and support the patient's knee with your knee. Support the patient's weak knee, or the knee nearest to the wheelchair. Your other foot should be placed slightly behind to provide a wide base of support. Have your patient reach for the far arm of the wheelchair. If a patient must hold on to you, have them hold your forearms, never your shoulders or neck. Keep your knees and hips slightly bent and your back balanced. Grasp the transfer belt in back of the patient. Have the patient lean forward to the point where her shoulders are over her feet. Then, tell her to push with her legs. Lean back and, using your body weight, assist the patient to a standing position, keeping the patient close to your body and your leg braced against her knee. Pivot the patient until the back of her knee is touching the chair. Then slowly lower her by bending your knees and allowing her knees to bend. Continue supporting the patient's knee against yours and keep her shoulders forward over her feet as she is lowered into the chair. Transferring a patient from a bed to a gurney is a common and relatively easy task, except when the patient is too sick to help. In this situation, you will need assistance. Begin by raising the bed to the level of the gurney and lowering the side rails. Lock the bed in place. Position any patient support equipment, such as IVs or catheters, so they can be moved easily. Lock the gurney in place. 2 people should position themselves on the gurney side of the bed to pull the patient, and the other person should be on the opposite side of the bed to push. This transfer should be performed with a draw sheet if possible. If no draw sheet is available, use the bed sheet. You may also want to use a transfer board or a piece of plastic under the draw sheet to facilitate sliding the patient. Gather the draw sheet up close to the patient's body. Grasp the sheet with the palms up. One knee can be placed on the patient's bed for better leverage and to avoid leaning too far over the bed. Using good communication, gently slide the patient to the middle of the gurney. Use your legs as much as possible. Stay close to the load and maintain the natural curves of the back. Use good body mechanics in all patient transfers to avoid injury to your back and to provide maximum patient safety. No matter what your job is, it is vitally important to keep your back in mind as you work. Good body mechanics, combined with a lifestyle that includes exercise, proper nutrition, rest and relaxation, will greatly increase your chances of beating the odds and living a life free of back pain.